Cuento los días en el calendario, mientras tu nombre lo escribo en mi diario. Tan solo busco que se dé el momento para decirte todo lo que siento. Vuelvo a soñar desde que te pude encontrar. ¿Cómo explicarte el sentimiento? Lo que provocas aquí dentro. Inexplicable. ¿Cómo decirte que te has convertido en todo y que nadie si te parece que no hay quien te iguale? Inexplicable. Pues fue el hechizo que me utilizaste para atraparme. Cómo explicarte y cómo decirte que te amo. Que te amo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The new single from Monica Saldivar, who we have here. Believe it or not, we have her here in the studio. Well, on online. Let's see here. Where you at? Ah, there you are. Sorry. How are
Hey,
you doing, girlfriend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm not doing so good. I missed my applause. I usually have an applause here,
Ah,
and I was like, "Oh, come on, where did it go?"
all the crickets.
Yeah, I hit it. I hit it, and no applause. Oh, hold on,
Oh,
hold on. Let's do you right. It's Monica Saldo, and I do know that I misspelled it, but I did it earlier, and I did like 4 or 5 things at one time, and then I was like, oh,
right. No, that's okay. I get so many different things. I get Salazar, Salvador, Saldivar. So I get it all the time. So no, no worries at all.
that's not cool though. It's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be Saldivar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you fixing it though, no matter what.
I, I feel really bad about it, because it's just like, okay, hold on. First, the applause. There she is. See, and I just totally made a fool of myself. So anyway, I'm leaving it up there. I know it's Monica. So Saldivar. I got it. So how have you been doing, girlfriend? How are things?
Things are good. This year has been, a big blessing to me and my family and my band. We've been able to travel a lot, travel to different places, perform in different places, and not just in my hometown of Grand Prairie, Texas. We've gotten to go to San Antonio, to Corpus, to Houston. There's a lot of different things coming up in Oklahoma, New Mexico, Milwaukee. So I'm super excited for everything that's to come.
Well,
Um,
you've got a lot of stuff coming up. Let's see. Friday you have what is it? Epic Fridays there. You're going to be in
yeah.
Grand Prairie at the Epic Theater, and then on the 7th you're going to be in Oklahoma, and then on the 8th you're going to be doing the national anthem for Game 4 of the NBA Western Conference between Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks.
That's right. It's my first playoff game that I get to sing the national anthem for. So I'm very, very honored and blessed to do it. I am so nervous, but I'm excited.
But you've been doing the national anthem since you were like what 14 or something like that. You've been doing it for a while now. Actually
Actually,
you've been doing it in a lot of places.
right. So I actually started in college. It was around 2012, you know.
Mhm.
So I started doing it around 18 or 19 years old. I started at Dallas Baptist University baseball game and just took off ever since. I've been doing the national anthem for FC Dallas, the Dallas Stars, the Texas Rangers, Dallas Mavericks, a lot of different other events too that I'm very thankful for. But you know, this one is a really big deal because it's a playoff game, and so me and my dad were big sports fans, and being able to be there to see the playoff game in itself is just
Well,
stuff
yeah, and
exciting.
it's very very cool, and you have your you've been pretty active considering COVID. We're still in the midst of COVID. It's not as bad as it was before a couple of years ago. People are opening up and places are starting to get, and you've been lucky enough to be able to get on the cusp of that and really do a lot of places, being in a lot of places. So what's it like with you now getting back in front of the people, because you just kind of you started, and then you had to stop, and now you're getting back into it. What's it like getting back into the groove of things and being in front of people? Because I know that's one of the main things that really, artists really enjoy is being on stage.
Right. And I mean, we give it all to our fans, you know. That's the whole reason why we're able to perform, to release music, to do music videos for all intents and purposes. Our fans are everything.
Mhm.
I actually released my album, my very first debut album in 2019, right before
Right. Yeah.
COVID hit. So trying to promote the album and trying to get people to really listen to it was, it was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. People, if they didn't know already who I was, it was just kind of like, okay, what is this about? What kind of music is this about? So, with COVID, things, were a little hard. They were a little, difficult, but we were able to live stream. We were able to do music videos. We were able to do YouTube videos, and we basically used our social media platform, me and my band, to really reach out to our crowd and really reach out to our audience. So I do have to give it up to social media because um, that was our driving force through COVID and the craziness. When we did come back from COVID, we came back fully swinging. And I am super grateful to my band members. We've been together for about 4.5 years now. It's been going really, really great. They helped me get the crowd going, and I'm so thankful and blessed to have the opportunity to be singing in front of people again. It's definitely a good feeling.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. When I first came across you, um, my first interaction was with when you were singing with Shelly.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was like, wow, that girl has a voice. And so I looked you up, and then I was reaching out. I didn't know where I could find your music or anything else, and it's hard because there's so many different promoters I got to deal with and everybody else. And so I have to keep asking the question. Some people get a little touchy about it.
Oh
You
yeah.
should know who I have. You should know who. How should I know? There's like 50 people every day. But anyway, I reached out and I was there was a person who knew you who said, "Oh, look, I got this song," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And the song is called "Este Dolor," and that was a great song. Where that one's is that your first song or what
That
is it?
was my very first song, my very first single that I ever released. Yes.
Yeah, you have a little YouTube video of you singing that song. You know that, right?
I do, yes.
And you know what? Here at at Cubo Radio, we have this unique ability of being able to extract some music. And so
Oh,
we did a little, we sprinkled a little with a little bit of,
magic over
a
here.
little
It's
bit of
like,
magic. So we did this, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play it for her, and we're going to see what she thinks. So this is your Este Dolor. Borrowed the video. I can't remember who I had it written down. I have to thank whoever it was that posted it. But anyway, here it is. Well, there you are, girlfriend, singing that song back in the day. Hey, you know what? You have a powerful voice. You really do. That was one of the things that really drew me to you was the fact that you have just this command of your acumen, of your vocal acumen. It's really impressive, especially for somebody that's as young as you. You know, that takes a lot of time. And I'm not telling you anything different because you're like a vocal coach or something. Like you're a teacher of some sort, right?
I am, yes, but I do appreciate the compliment. It really means a lot. Ironically enough, in that video, I was wearing a boot. I had messed up my leg,
Oh,
so
really? Wow.
stage with one high heel boot and the other one was like a cast. So I mean that just brings back so many memories of that day. But I do getting back to the vocal coaching. I do teach voice lessons and beginner piano, and it's a passion of mine that I have to teach kids. You know, to give back to the younger kids because I want them to succeed. Um, in the ways that I can help them the most. So any kind of technique, any kind of training that I have learned, I've tried to pass it down to my students as well.
Well, that's really admirable, and I will tell you this that everybody has the favorite teacher story. There's always a favorite teacher story out there. I taught remedial math for underprivileged children for 2 years,
Oh
in a
wow!
high school remedial math, and it was unfortunately I was the only one that wanted to take the job.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did it for a couple of years there here locally, and there's still students that I taught that I helped out that it's still they still come up to me, Mr. C, what's going on and stuff like that, which is pretty cool because some of them were really rotten kids. No, just kidding.
oh yeah,
It's like, I know your parents. I saw
yeah.
them at the club last night because I DJ. No, just kidding.
All right,
But no, I mean that's really good. That's one of the that song is one of my favorite songs that you've sung, and it's because it's so powerful. It's you just vocally you're so powerful, and then
thank
obviously
you.
Shelly Lattis. I'm a big fan of Shelly Lattis. I keep telling people how I used to know her back in the day. She was a good friend until she forgot who I was, but
Oh
that's just
no!
she once she told me I was like a cancer. She can't get rid of me. So
Right,
but now it's cool um to be on the cusp of this whole thing. What do you think of the female takeover of Tejano music? You're on there. You're one of the leaders. You're obviously you're more successful than some of them that are trying out. You've inspired some of them. I've talked to several new artists who have said, Monica Saldivar, she's where I want to be, in a year from now. Is just moving forward and being, available because you have, first of all, you have the vocal ability, you're beautiful, and you have a band.
yeah,
Not a lot of people have that. So, how do you feel being on the cusp and being told, "Hey, you are part of the women takeover of Tejano music"? Because when I started, there wasn't like that at all.
right. And I mean, there's a lot of people that have made the pathway for people like me, for people that are coming up in this industry. Shelly Lottes is actually one of my biggest mentors, and getting to say that I've gotten to work with my mentor, somebody that I looked up to growing up as a kid, that's incredible. It's a cloud nine experience. I mean, Shelly knows how much she means to me in that regard. Um, I grew up listening to obviously Selena, but I also grew up listening to Shelly Lares, Alida Reina, Stephanie Martinez, all of these artists that really have these powerhouse vocals and, amazing, amazing stage presence. And so I've always looked up to people like that. And whenever I came into the industry or whenever I came into the Hana music in its genre in itself, being there was not that many girl singers out there. It was mostly male dominated, and we were always told that it was always going to be male dominated. But seeing all of these amazing artists like thrive and rise up and actually, you know, make a name for themselves in a good way and put their music out there and it be quality music. Um, and getting to see that and almost passing the torch to the next person as I'm going into my experiences of being an artist in Tejano, it's everything to me. It's awesome to be able to mentor some younger artists as well. I have a few, and that are really, coming out of their shell and really thriving in the music. What they're missing is exactly what you said a minute ago is they need a band. And so, my response to that is so many people expect us to have a band already before we start coming out. When I first started, I was a track singer. When Este the Lord came out, I was still doing track. I was still performing with track. You have to be able to work on yourself first before you can ever really get into somebody else's um, group or make your own group in itself. So it was a very humbling experience, my journey and the way that I started off with Tejano music, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And now, from track singer to having my band to performing in, many different areas and many different venues, English and Spanish. I mean, it's a blessing.
Well, that's really awesome. I mean, I'll share a story. Ram, he said, he was really uncomfortable with this whole moniker of being a Tejano legend, and it was really humbling to him. And but he was part of that 1990s, starting up, and that was that genre, and here we are again with women just moving that forward, and the true testament of somebody who has loads of talent is that longevity. It's being in a business, and like you said, Shelly Lattis has been doing this for forever,
Yeah.
and so and she's fixing to retire, which really sucks, but she's got to move on and do her thing, which is awesome for her. Not so much for Tejano music, but that's her right. She should do whatever it is that she wants to. But I foresee
Absolutely.
I foresee you doing exactly that. There's a special group of women out there that are just really, really powerhouses and know good music when you hear it. And like your new song, it's you're kind of jumping around in the genre. You're you know you have some good cumbias, and then you have this in Explique, and then you have that one powerful song that um where is it? Soy más fuerte. And
Yeah.
that's just, once again, it's showing your vocal ability, and you're very in tune with your audience, and especially how things affect them. I know you sang that song, or you were supposed to sing a song for one of your fellow singers, a few weeks back at an awards show.
Yeah.
You weren't able to get that opportunity, but you went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to stop me. This was the main one of the main reasons why we have to talk about it in our industry, and not just in our industry, in our people, in our culture, and our country. It has to be talked about. And whenever I had the honor of working with Jesse Villarreal, who was the songwriter that wrote "So I Must Let It."
Hmm.
Who wrote it for his mom, who had gone through the domestic abuse, um, and he grew up watching that, and it was really important for me to be able to create or be able to put a voice to this important message that, you know, we want to give hope to the people that are going through this so that, they get out of the situation. And we want to remember the people that didn't get the chance to, and that unfortunately passed away from domestic abuse or any kind of assault for that matter. And Ernestine was the one I was supposed to do the song Remembrance for, and her family was there at the award show. This was about last year around this time, and how award shows go, and any kind of shows. There's always a schedule, but not always do we get to do the things that we feel like. And everything was kind of falling a little bit behind on timing. And so, you know what? I had the amazing honor to not just sing it to the family, but to have the songwriter, you know, Jesse Villarreal with me to do the song. and to do it a cappella, or not a cappella, but to do it with the guitar and him playing. So to me, besides the award show, being on stage with the lights and everything like that, and having an audience, this was more important. This was the intimate setting that it needed to be, and we were able to provide that for the family. So this song means a lot to me. The song has a lot of meaning behind it, not just for Ernestine's sake, but for the people that are going through it, that have gotten out of it, and the people that we remember their passing for it.
Wow. Well, I mean, it just shows your heart and how you are in tune with what it is that you're doing in the community, and how it does affect. There is an old adage with Barkley back in the day. Back in the '90s, where he was like, "I'm just a basketball player. I'm not a role model." But in reality, if you're in the public eye, you are a role model, and that's something
Yeah.
that you should be commended for. It's impressive, and I would take off my hat, but I didn't brush my hair.
Well, I appreciate it. And I mean, one thing that I've always, you know, told anybody that asked, that anybody that wanted to know, well, why did I start music, or why did I start singing or anything like that? What was the purpose of me creating music? And it was to have a meaning behind it. Every single one of my songs, unfortunately, besides, Soy Más Fuerte, I have gone through. We have all gone through love. We have all gone through loss. We've all gone through happiness and joy and sadness and anger. But this one specifically, because I didn't go through it, I wanted to, be a vessel for the people that have. And we've heard so many testimonies from, other women, other men as well. Because it's not, it's it's not just women that go through this; it's also men. And so we have to be open minded to talk about this. And so I wanted to open that door for the people that have really gone through something like this. And I'm thankful that God has given me a gift to be that vessel for people.
Yeah, and that's wonderful that you are doing you're trying to do a lot of good with what you have, which is not always something that we do. Um, that also shows that you're dedicated, which is really awesome. So I don't want to keep getting tongue tied here with this, but it's a tough subject. It's a really difficult subject to sit there and embrace. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of avenues in order to speak to it, but you've obviously done something, and you have to remember that the Hispanic community doesn't have that avenue like a
Right.
lot of other ones. There's not that directive. And by the way, who's the actress that's in it? She's wonderful. I was crying with her.
So that is Yvette Gomez. We actually, the funny thing about this music video is that I got to co-direct this with Ryan Bazan. I mean, Ryan Bazan is an amazing videographer, and he usually directs the video, but I had a hand in this, and he already knows. I'm like, look, Ryan, this is my view, this is my vision, and he's like, I'm not going to stand in your way. I'm going to go ahead and let you take over, and that's exactly what I did. We had some amazing actors and actresses. We actually, used some of my band members in the music video for the cookout scene. My dad is the one that's cooking.
Yeah, and you had the I was like, why is she throwing beer on him?
So, that scene is it's a cookout, it's a party, and not so much that she was throwing the beer, she had tripped and had dropped it, and it embarrassed him. So obviously he's going off on her and things like that. Now, when it came to the bedroom scene, or when it came to her crying, she is somebody that actually has gone through something, as far as domestic abuse. And so um, her eyes were really, really telling, and so whenever we first started talking to her and her experiences, I wanted, the camera to zoom out from her eyes crying to zoom in to hopeful at the end. She is, over this. She's going to cross that bridge, of light and of hope and of peace. So her eyes played a big role in this. And so I was very thankful for, the actress that was involved. And, they did a really good job
Yeah.
ultimately.
Well, I mean, you definitely had your vision fulfilled in this one, because I knew exactly what it is that you were talking about, and the the impact that it had was really impressive because of the fact that um, well, like I said, we don't realize how prevalent it is. That's the thing. It's easy to sit there and say, well, I've seen it, blah 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 blah, but to really acknowledge it and its existence and what its impact is to other people, that's what really makes it something, that delivers the message that it is that you're trying to say. I think that's what we're saying.
Right.
And and it's a beautiful video. And then you know what? Something else. You wear a lot of beautiful dresses. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
nice. And see, look, I wore my red because I'm a big my red's my favorite color, red and maroon. And you're like always in maroon. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's for me. No, just
Yeah.
kidding. I just that's my color. No.
Right.
Of course it is. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a listen to Soy Más Fuerte, and we'll just go ahead and take a little listen to it. We are on the radio, Q Indio, and Miss Monica Saldivar. That's right, I spelled it correctly on here, and this is called Soy Más Fuerte, a beautiful song.
Soy más fuerte que tus engaños y las traiciones con las que siempre me has pagado. Soy más fuerte que las palabras con las que siempre intentaste humillarme. Soy fuerte, soy más fuerte. No esperes ver mis ojos llorando por tu adiós. Hace tiempo se cansaron. No esperes que mi corazón extrañe tu amor. Hace tiempo ya te he olvidado y solo Dios me dio el valor y soy más fuerte. Soy más fuerte que los golpes que me dabas cada noche que llegaba. Soy fuerte, soy más fuerte. No esperes ver mis ojos llorando por tu adiós. Hace tiempo se cansaron. No esperes que mi corazón extrañe tu amor. Hace tiempo ya te he olvidado y solo Dios me dio el valor y soy más fuerte. No esperes ver mis ojos llorando por tu adiós. Hace tiempo se cansaron. No esperes que mi corazón extrañe tu amor. Hace tiempo ya te he olvidado y solo Dios me dio el valor y soy más fuerte. Y solo Dios me dio el valor y soy más fuerte.
Soy más fuerte. Miss Saldivar. That's a beautiful song. Once again, it just every time I see it, man, I was sending you a text. That guy always makes me mad. That's the great.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the cue of a great actor is whenever they make you angry. It's
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Jesse did a really good job as far as, being the role that he needed to be. But we did talk about it afterwards, and he told me that night he could not sleep because this is not who he is as a person, and he can't believe that people would actually put their hands on a woman or in any kind of mal way. So he definitely took his role very, very seriously. We're very thankful for it, but yeah, he definitely felt it after the video shoot for sure. And you know it's it's just something that it's there's no words. There's no words to describe the impact that this song has had, not just on me, but the actors, my band members, my family. Things uh, things happen for a reason as far as projects to work on, and this one was definitely important. So I did feel like this was necessary.
well, it's. I mean, it is necessary for us. We should, we have to understand that this exists, and that's the first step in acknowledging a problem or overcoming a problem is to acknowledge it first, and then you can work on fixing it.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, this battle's been going on for generations, and it takes somebody strong enough to break the cycle in order to be uh, um, part of it. To lean forward. I as a Native American, we have this way of life where we understand that the phrase is uh, your name is not yours, it is borrowed, it belongs to your ancestors. Be careful what you do with it, and
Right.
regardless what you do in life, your story will be written on the stars for your children's children to see. So the only way to live forever is on the lips of children and the lips of those that remember you. And how are they going to remember you is going to be a major point. And
Absolutely.
so definitely thank you for that, for all the women that unfortunately suffer through that, but those that, see it, that's there's there's a red flag, it's, it's, it's always, it starts off with aggression and then it ends up with, I'm sorry, forgive me. And then it builds from there. And
Yeah.
I worked for the TV station as a news videographer for 11 years. So I got to see a lot of that. And unfortunately, there is definite consequences of what it happens, but we don't realize that everything we do affects everybody around you. So not only
Right.
does, the woman, but also the children and everybody else on top of it. And so there's a lot of that goes on. So, yeah, uh, unfortunately, that's the way it is. Um, so we were having some technical difficulties. Apparently, I wasn't going online, but here, let me see if I can pull this real quick, just so that I can bring it across. This is from somebody I'm sure you know, and oh, and it is from Sonia de la Paz. You look so beautiful. She's texting on
Oh,
the other
there
line.
she
So
is. Okay.
wonderful person. There's another one with a beautiful voice. She's
Oh, she's amazing. She's a
isn't
friggin'
she?
rock star, that
I
one.
know she's got the range. She can do everything. She does everything. She did that thing with the techno cumbia this past weekend, and it was just
Yes, she
it
did.
was it was bonkers. And her husband, I call him the Wizard of Oz, 'cause he
He
just
really, that is the best name for
yeah
him because he truly, truly is a wizard at music and everything. He's incredible. They both
now,
are. They're a beautiful duo. And
yeah
shout out
great.
to Sonia, my sister.
Now you have a lot of sisters, though. I mean, y'all have like a little commune of groups. Y'all always support each other, and
Oh yeah.
go to help each other and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. You know, give us a little rundown of the girls that hang in the Sonia in the Monica group.
So I mean, there's a lot of different girls out there that I could shout out. Sonia is definitely one of them. Demi Garcia is another one. Crystal Torres, um, uh, Geneva. You know,
Basically,
Alizé is an up
basically,
and coming artist as
it's
well.
everybody that's hitting right now. That's who it is.
Right.
You've got
Well,
every
there's some
female
other artists
artist.
out there that exist. There's some other artists out there that are really, um, they're starting. They're getting their bearings in the music industry. It's not an easy one. It really isn't for women, and we're always challenged. I do hear, um, some things when it comes to like, oh, the women of Tejano, like they don't see that men are doing their music and da 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 da. Like we recognize we're not a hateful group of women. Like we enjoy to share, every gain for Tejano music because it is a gain at the end of the day. It's never a loss that whenever we come together and we join forces, we become stronger. So
Right.
that's what we try to teach. That's what we try to teach the younger generation. Um, I'll never forget it. The three people that I got to meet when I was younger, before I even thought about doing Tejano music, was Stephanie Montiel, Shelly Lares, and Rebecca Valadez. And they weren't even doing Tejano music at the time. They were doing Tejano music, but this was an event for mariachi. And I remember just being, about 12 or 13 years old, and just really like just mind blown with how amazing their voices are and also how down to earth they were. And so that inspired me to be like that with all of the girls, all of the upcoming male artists as well. Um, but we do try to stick together and we do try to support each other. Anytime that um, some of the artists come down this way, I always try to make it out to the shows. Try to show support me and my family. Anytime that I'm in San Antonio and I can make out a show or make it to a show, I try to be there. And we're all just pretty much scattered all over Texas and many other different states too. So it's it's all about showing support, showing up, because we got to keep this genre alive, and the way we do it is together, not apart.
Well, yeah, that's definitely the case. I mean, but that should be the norm. I'm not saying that it's not the norm, but it should be the
It
norm.
should be.
And
It
definitely,
definitely should be.
yeah, and with y'all guys supporting each other and everything else, that's a wonderful trend that I like seeing is in that because when I started with Tejano music, it was always the old it was male dominated, but it was kind of the normal modus operandi. It was like, oh, Emilio had a hit song. Now we had to find another Emilio. We had to find three or four Emilios. We have to find a younger one, an older one, and all these other different Emilios. And that's what was putting out. So that's why, it was really tough for females, and that's why I always admired Shelly because Shelly didn't care. She just went out there and sang, and she was damn good. You
Yeah.
can't, you can't mess with good music, and I mean, an amazing talent, and unlike you, you have a vocal talent that is just it's very impressive. I wanted to interview you since the first time that I saw you, but it was just hard for us to arrange our schedule together, and
Right.
we've had to redo the schedule several times, but it's, I wanted to get inside your mind as far as, what is your next project? What is it that you're working on now? You have this smaller, I don't want to say it's smaller. It's an EPK or a new album that has what, six singles in it,
It's
and
about five. Yeah.
about
Uh,
five singles, but I mean, it's all good music. Don't get me wrong. But what what was the thought process in making this? Because, like you said, a lot of the songs, they do affect you. So, what was your thought process in putting these songs? Because with a voice like yours, you have the pick of the litter. You can sing whatever it is that you want to. And so, what was it that said, "Hey, you know what? I want this one, this one, this one, and I want some grapes, and I want some cheese, and I want some." No. Yes, sir.
I'm trying to make a sandwich.
Right.
Um, Well, first and foremost, I do want to say like thank you for not giving up on doing an interview. I mean, I really genuinely appreciate that. I know schedules get
All right.
they get out of hand sometimes, but I do appreciate you, continuing to want to do an interview. As far as my EP goes, it was just a little sample. It was just a little taste of what the deluxe is actually going to be, which we are excitingly going to be releasing in the next couple of weeks. Which I have not announced, so this will be the first time that I'm announcing that my album is going to be released pretty soon. So I must with it deluxe. So the EP, whenever we first started recording it, it was kind of coming off of the post COVID. We wanted to make sure that we were doing, quality work, not just work just because we're trying to release something and we need new material. Um, the songwriters that I got to work with, and they've worked with me, ever since my debut album, Eduardo Yayon Llano and Ernesto Rodriguez, also Jesse Villarreal. On the EP, as far as the EP goes, I wanted to make sure to give the songwriters justice to their words and to their stories. You know, Inexplicable and Si me dices que sí, those are love songs. Those are, songs that mean a lot to me because I have felt like that. I've been in love before. I've talked to this person about how indescribable it is to be with them, or you know wanting to be with them and showing that love and that passion. And these words really like struck the heart of me, of my family, of so many people around us. And Amor Sincero and Desde ese día, those are songs that are like, I've been in a relationship before where I loved somebody, but they didn't know how to love me back. And that's hard. That's a hard thing to deal with, especially at a young age. And, our generation, we fall in love, or not just our generation, but
I
in
think it's
our
people in
culture,
general. Yeah, yeah.
people in general, they want to feel loved. And sometimes they just are in situations they shouldn't be in. And so this album, this little EP, was a very big learning experience for me because I had to channel so many different emotions that I felt before, and there was some tears, there was some joy in this project. There's even more tears and more joy in the songs that you're going to be able to hear pretty soon here in the next couple of weeks for the actual deluxe edition.
Yeah, and you like I said, you've got some great music in here. It's 5 songs, and um, it's it's beautiful music. It really is, and um, I want to play a little bit of Amor Sincero, which is on the EP. It's a beautiful song, and give us a little bit of background about what this song is about.
So this is the one that we were talking about as far as,
That's why I picked it.
so you love somebody, they don't really necessarily know how to love you back, or it's, just lies, or you're living in this illusion that it's going to all work out. And, it's come to the realization, or you've come to the realization that it's, you want something sincere and it's not going to happen. So Amor Sincero is definitely that song. It's honestly, it's one of the most touching and most uh, passionate songs that I've done as far as, heartbreak goes. And, as I was recording this song, I was going through something very similar. So it was just, it felt exactly the way that I needed it to feel.
Mm.
And hopefully, this helps somebody get through the situation themselves, because I sure went through it. And, music helps us all in some kind of way, and definitely did.
Well, I will tell you this: that there's always a song. Song music is kind of, it's attached to moments of life. Some songs bring you back to when you were a child. Some songs bring you back to some good times. Some songs bring you back to some bad times. But it does have that adverse effect to emotion. And this is a beautiful song. So we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of listen to this one. I know it's off of your EP, and it's called Amor Sincero. I knew I could say it right.
besos, tus te quiero. Para ti nunca hubo de mi parte algún motivo. Prefiero quedarme aquí con mis latidos que seguir inventando los tuyos. De noche suelo imaginar que esto fue un mal sueño. Puedo despertar. Luego escucho a mi corazón que se pone a temblar cuando empieza a recordar que jamás me diste amor sincero, que vivía solo de un sueño. Ciega me volví, no pude advertir tu silencio, que jamás me diste amor sincero, que mentían cada uno de tus besos, mientras que te di, solo quería oír un te quiero, total y sincero. De noche suelo imaginar que esto fue un mal sueño. Puedo despertar. Luego escucho a mi corazón que se pone a temblar cuando empieza a recordar que jamás me diste amor sincero, que vivía solo de un sueño. Ciega me volví, no podía advertir tu silencio, que jamás me diste amor sincero, que mentían cada uno de tus besos, mientras que te di, solo quería oír un te quiero, total y sincero. Total y sincero.
Amor sincero. Monica Saldivar. That was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. You're. I got a question for you. Now that I was
Uh-oh.
listening to that, what are you going to do when you got to do like a whole 3 hour set? Because all of your music is like, okay, is she gonna breathe now? Is she gonna breathe? Okay. Because I mean, he's like, that's a lot of vocal. I mean, you got to do some vocal acrobatics with this. This is
Of
crazy.
course. Of course, there's a lot of warming up involved. There's a lot of technique. There's a lot of water and, trying to make sure my voice is on point. A lot of my friends will tell everybody. They'll ask if I drink or if I smoke or if I do anything like that, and it's just not in me. If I have family members, like obviously they know, like, hey, whenever we're gathering together, she's not taking part in any kind of like drinking, and it's not to say that I don't enjoy, time and whenever I'm relaxing, whenever I'm not gigging or whenever I don't have something important coming up. Um, but
Well, you
for
got to take
me,
care of your voice. Yeah.
yeah, and I think a lot of artists, we like to have fun, but we also like to make sure that our job is our job. Our job is our, you know, what we love to do, what we decided to do with our careers, and this is everything I've ever wanted. So I got to take care of what I have. That's all I have.
Yeah, take care of your
So,
instrument. Take care of your instrument. That's your instrument. You gotta practice it. You gotta take care of it. I know when I did interviews at the radio gala, there was a band playing. There was music that was really loud and ruckus, and so I brought my headphones, and I was one of the few that had them. and a lot of artists were like, "Thank you so very much," because now I don't have to yell, and I
Yeah.
was, well, yeah, that makes sense. But I wear them because I'm deaf, so I just
Hey, we all are just a
yes,
little bit with
man.
all the
It,
bands and everything. I promise you, my
yeah,
ears will start ringing and everything. So I understand completely.
yeah. I was at a show this past weekend where it was so loud. I was like, I'm, it's terrible, but
Yeah.
some people do. Hey, real quick, let's go ahead and catch up on some of these that I was putting up there while the song was going. First of
Thank
all, uh, Elise Nino.
you.
She's another one that I've been trying to get a hold of.
That's my little
She's
protege right there. That is somebody that I see very big things happening for. She is a beautiful person. I actually get the honor and the privilege of teaching her, of getting the opportunity to not, she has her own talent. She had it before I started working with her. She will have it after I work with her. But just working on technique and, vocal warm ups and things like that to really get her voice out there. She is somebody that I see great things happening for. So, love
yeah,
you,
that's
Amazon.
and that's one of the things that you have to understand is that uh, you know pitch has a lot to do with it, and also what key you're on, leading
Yeah,
tones, key tones, and everything else. And some singers they stay within their parameters. They don't push the envelope. What getting back to Ram always said that he knew where he can sing. He
right.
knows his octave and everything else, and a little bit more. But every year he wants to push it just a little bit, just to get out of
Yeah,
his
to
comfort
stretch
zone.
the key just a little bit more.
Yeah, and he feels like he's hitting his stride. I didn't know that man was slowing down. He's not. He's just something else.
Now
He's
he just keeps on going.
Yeah, that velvet voice just works, just works. Then we have Normia De La Paz, who loves your music. Oh, that's
Thank you, Norma. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
she's a good one. You know who else has a great voice? Right here, Andy
Yes,
Bustamante.
Andy Bustamante.
She's
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really an honor to hear you say that, girl, and I feel the same way with you. I love your voice. I'm excited to see more of you.
yeah. And then lastly, we had Carlos P, who wanted to say hello, double
Salud.
checking, and then at least she responded back here. I gotta my system is not working, and that's my fault. So sorry about that.
No,
But we're in the middle of a tornado warning, so we have a storm. Actually, you can't hear it right now, but there's a storm going on right now. So I'm kind of gritting my teeth. I hope I don't get knocked off.
yeah,
And
I'm gonna be praying that that's not the case.
right, and then Elise Nino, she responded to you.
Love you too. I love you very much.
hmm And then we have what's that? Okay, guys, y'all are inundating me here. So that's cool, but it lets me know that Jesse Villarreal.
Yes, CBS. There he is, the man, the myth, and the legend. Look at that.
Yeah, and obviously we have Andy checking us out. She responded back.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Terrific person, wonderful person.
Oh, without a doubt.
And then it's like y'all have a lot of training and time to work out that vocal and to be with it. So let's. I kind of mentioned it just a little earlier when we first started out. You're gonna be in Grand Prairie on Friday at
Yep.
the Epic Theater, right?
The Epic Theater. Yes, my hometown of Grand Prairie, Texas. So if my local people are here, please, 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 please come out to the Epic. It's a big concert that we're going to be putting on for Epic Fridays. I believe, this is going to be a really good event. There are tickets involved, so you go to jointheepic.com/theater and you can purchase your ticket before the show or even on the day. Um, I'm super excited because it's in my hometown. So, anything that happens in our hometown, you want to celebrate the little victory.
Oh yeah, you'll do fine. Epic Theater. And when does it start? By the way, when does it start?
So doors open at 6:30 and we go on at 7:30 and you're welcome to jam out with us and dance with us. We're gonna have a good time and it's gonna be awesome.
definitely. Now, also, you have Saturday. You're going to be in Oklahoma,
I am.
Oklahoma, where the sorry, I was
El
in
Reno,
I was in the
Oklahoma to
play.
be exact, and it's for Burger Fest. So this is going to be our very first time we've been invited to Burger Fest, and you already know I'm excited about that. I mean, anything that does food, we've been waiting for Fajita Fest to come back around or us getting the invite, but that hasn't happened in a long
It
time.
hasn't
But
happened.
Burger
Well,
Fest, we're
get,
excited. We are
get her
all
invited,
excited.
Paquita Fest. What's wrong with you people, man? She needs some sustenance. She's floating
I
away.
do. I mean, you would think as a Latina, I'd be invited to Fajita Fest, but it's okay. But Burger Fest is going to be this Saturday. We're super excited about it. It's going to be in El Reno, Oklahoma. Um, you know, it's going to be awesome. We're super excited to be a part of it.
Now, there's a lot of Native Americans in Oklahoma, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, so the Kiowa and the Arapaho, and I don't know why I'm telling you that. It's like,
No, but I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool.
yeah. Well, I mean, we're scattered all over the place. I live here in Texas, so people think I'm Mexican. So,
Yeah,
they're like,
you kind of fit in with us.
I know. I'm just like, okay, cool, yeah, yes, I want cheese. Yes, okay, sure, why not? You know,
Right,
yeah, but it's cool. I mean, I can speak Spanish. I'm not gonna join a soap opera crew or anything else.
right.
Yeah, I
Telenovela.
can do it. Yeah, I can do a telenovela. Morillo, ¿por qué? It's like, Fernando, no sé.
Right, right. Pretty much. You can
It's
pass
always
off
they're always
a little bit of
crying.
the dramatics,
Right,
the
Latinos.
instant tears.
Yeah, they got that big long black makeup going on. It's beautiful. My wife, she's first generation Mexican American,
Oh,
American
beautiful.
Mexican descent. So she's a firecracker, and so I have to, you know, I we've been married for 34 years, and so I do all the cooking.
Oh,
So
of course. All of
um,
us are. All of us Latinos a little bit.
yeah, so I'll do all the cooking. She does all the cleaning, but it's I got to keep some tradition in there. I got to keep some some fire. She needs a mira loca, mira loco, mira, mira, and I was like, okay. So, but Latinas are wonderful, obviously, because they have a lot of energy, and you know, I'm going digging a big hole in my for myself here. I have to answer to her after this. No, um. So anyway, I just dug a big hole. I shouldn't have gone there. But for you, we can also. I'm embarrassed. So, yes, I'm blushing. So, your merch, getting your merch. Now, I kind of went the wrong way to find your merch, and I was gonna, usually I try to like get a cap or something, and put it on, so that way when you're talking to me, be like, check it out,
Right.
loco, you know. But where can we get your merch? What do you have available?
Yes. Okay. So before I get into the actual website, we are doing a lot of upgrading, updating, everything like that. We have new, we call them MSB shirts, which is Monica Saldivar and the band shirts. So it's just the actual logo. Um, so those are new. We also have the Soy Más Fuerte face shirt that we need to also update on the website, and the Monica Saldivar baseball caps. So there are some things that we are going to be upgrading here within the next couple of weeks, with the album being released here also in the next couple of weeks. What is the website? The website is monicasaldivar.square.site. So monicasaldivar.square.site. We do have the debut album on there. We have a poster on there that's free that comes with the purchase of either a CD or a T-shirt or both. But we do have the debut album T-shirts as of right now. Those are kind of dwindling down a little bit as we're getting the new material. But the website will be updated with the caps and the two new T-shirts very, very soon. And yeah, that's where we can get the merchandise. And you can also get the merchandise if you come to our show.
There
So,
you go.
yep,
That's the one, and it's Monica Saldivar Square site.
yes,
Done. Okay, and it's you know one of the things is that people need to understand. Yes, you can support you can support your artist. Of course, you can support your artist by streaming their music. And that's awesome that you do that. But also, the best way to because in reality, you have to stream a song for 1 million times to just get $1,000, and that's forever. But
yeah,
you really want to support an artist, go to their shows, buy their tickets, buy their merch. That's what I do. I'm challenging everybody else to go out there and do the same thing, because that's how you support Tejano music. That's how you make it grow. It's not going to the free stuff. It's going to the stuff that where it matters. Because I tell you what, fanfare was great, but it was 40 minutes. You want to see
yep.
a real show? Go to their shows. I've been to Monica Saldivar's full show. I mean, not her full show, but her show with her new band, and that was terrific. I've seen Sunny Salceda, and that guy is just a ball of energy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
and so, but I mean, you really want to enjoy yourself, immerse yourself in some music, and that's what makes Tejano music so wonderful. Is that it's so eclectic, and it's a conglomerate of different influences, and that's what makes that music. You have a Selena tribute that I saw. I saw that.
Ew.
Yeah, I didn't snag it, or did I?
Well, there is, oh no.
It just
Ever since then, we've had, better moments of it being your paying tribute to Selena. And, I definitely want to upload more of that. That tribute was incredible. It was an awesome opportunity to pay tribute to somebody that I had looked up to my whole life and had never met. And, it's one of those things that her music is so timeless. She is effortless. She will always be the legendary. There will never be another one like her. I don't care what anybody says. Um, Selena is our icon, and for me, it challenged me not just to do Tejano music as a woman, as a female in this industry, but to do it the way that I felt it needed to be. So I didn't want to fit into a box. You said it earlier. My music is kind of all over the place when it comes to
yeah.
many different, themes and things like that. I wanted it to be that way to reach more of an audience, not just to be in our little box. Because as Tejano artists, we have to reach out to everybody. That is our culture. That is the way we are as people. So our music should reflect who we are as people. And so um, Selena was one of those inspirations to me that gave me the green light to become whatever I wanted to be in my music.
Yeah, and but I think one of the great things is that you kind of made it yourself. I mean, made it your own. You're not. I mean, you're still paying homage to the music, to the artist, Selena and everything else, but still you're making it yours. And that's your marker as an artist. Yes, we all know how a song goes, but that's Selena singing it. This is Monica singing it, and so that's the great part about it. And once again, I keep saying this, it's your vocal acumen that's just incredible. It's really something to be admired, because it just shows your talent and your drive and your willingness. Some people unfortunately have great talent, but they don't put any effort into it. They just, this is just good enough. And
Right.
so those are the ones that end up struggling more than others. But not you, kiddo, not you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm glad we were able to get everything together and everything
Yeah.
else. It's really wonderful. I have your music on air, and it's everything else, and just so that way we can be clear, this is full disclosure. If you're listening to the radio station, you hear her music, there is going to be an add to cart box. You can buy the music, and it'll take you to Apple Music, and you can not only buy the song, but you can buy the entire album. Now, I don't make anything from the sale, but I do get a discount because I'm part of the program on my license, and I'm registered in every country in the world except for Russia and Africa. But at least I have ASCAP and BMI and
Absolutely.
EMP and all of them, and that's so that way. Obviously, if I'm playing your music, you should also get the royalties that goes along with that as well. So moving on now, tell me about the song "Revolucion." See how I rolled that R?
Uh, so Revolucion is another breakup song. We gotta throw out the breakup songs,
It's
Like
country music. The cat, the dog, the chicken, the hog. They all were gone when I left. So,
so that one was fun, especially to do in the studio, but also to do the music video for it. And it's basically being like, I got nothing left for you. You decided to leave. You decided to do what you were gonna do. I got me at the end of the day, and you're dead to me. So it's the empowerment of taking back your independence and not needing anything from that person.
yeah, not being dependent on someone else for validation, which I seriously doubt that you need because you have a very strong personality and it
Um,
shows. And so, let's go ahead and take a look at Revolucion. I have the music video for you here as well. Ooh, look at me! I'm so fancy. I did that all without a feather boa. Monica Saldivar, Revolucion. Be sure to check out her site. Visit her on Facebook. She's going to be updating it so that we can get her merch. She's going to be talking about hometown grandparent this Friday. You know what I noticed is like you never grow. I mean, you're like the same person. You're like, I mean, you look exactly the same. That's
Oh, thank
cool.
you.
It's like, oh my gosh, she's like 15. What's wrong? you know,
Yeah.
most people don't believe that I'm.
I have grown, so it's just we try to make the magic of the videos happen.
Yeah,
And I had completely forgot that my dog made his first debut in this video.
yeah. I
It's,
was like, who's the dog?
it's
Yes.
my baby. He just turned 4 yesterday, so I'm super excited that you showed this video because I can talk about
16. Yeah, dog ages 4 per year, so no, it's 7, isn't it?
it. It's
For
7, yeah.
7 for every so he's
He's
old. No, just kidding.
28 years old,
Yeah, yeah, 28. He can buy beer. No,
right? He's legal.
nah, that's cool. Everybody has to have their little. I'm not, it's cool that you get that input. When you start making videos and get family and friends involved and everything else. And even though this one was, the song is kind of peppy and it's beautiful, but the content is not really, once again, here it is, this guy, he's treating you bad. I was like, okay,
Mm.
what's his name? Where does he live? What's his social? Oh Lord, we're not gonna kill him. It's but no, it's once again, it's how do you where do you said that you have those emotions, you felt it before, you've gone through it before, but where do you reach when you look at a song? Where are you coming from? Because some of these, well, almost all of them are written by somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah, unlike we just saw Sonia de la Paz, she sit there and she put on here this one, Viva las.
chingona.
That's the one. I
Yep,
kept asking her, what is it? I grew up, that was a bad word.
it is.
She's like,
Well, it's
no, it's.
still considered kind of like a bad word, but I mean,
She said,
uh,
no, no, it means that we don't mess around. We are
that's
one.
right. That's right. We're powerful women is
Mhm.
what it means in a good context. If you're looking at the good context,
Right.
uh, but reaching for those emotions, it was always important for me that my music told a story, and I said that earlier in the song whenever we were talking about Amor Sincero.
Right.
This is no different. Revolucion, um, you know, ironically enough, whenever we were doing the music video, I pulled a lot of some personal emotions. I had some things happen in my life, and we are all human at the end of the day, right? We all experience loss, we all experience heartache, we all experience happiness and joy and everything like that. But at this particular time in my life, whenever we were thinking of ideas and where we were going to be shooting the video, which honestly, I am very proud to say that that is a Grand Prairie based video. A lot of the scenes that you see in that music video are in Grand Prairie, Grand Prairie, and I believe there's one scene where it's in Arlington. But you know, we want to give credit where credit is due. So I was very proud about that. That was number one, first and foremost. That was the most important thing. We're gonna show off a little bit of Grand Prairie and what we have, right? But I had just gotten out of a relationship, found out this guy was no good. He was a cheater. And so we're not going to do names. We're not going to go, back to, sad times or
His
anything
his
like that.
name his name rhymes with Jose. No, just kidding.
But, my music and my music videos, they're like my diary. They are a autobiography of what life has. Now, the only one I have, again, not lived through is Soy Más Fuerte, because that one is completely just, being an open door to have that conversation. But Revolucion, that was something that, I went through. It was like, it was really not that hard to pull those emotions because I had literally a month before had gone through it. And my family, they're always like, you put your business out there too much and you need to stop saying it. I'm like, well, the thing is that I like being authentic with my fans. I like being authentic with pretty much anybody around me. Um, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I think that is a blessing in some aspects, and sometimes it's a curse when it comes to situations like that. But I think as a woman, and as a woman that is in a music career, you know, it becomes a little challenging to have love and to keep it personal and to make sure nobody messes with it. And you also have to make sure that you take care of yourself first and foremost. And, Revolucion was the song that I was like, I felt the most powerful singing at the time, and I felt the most confident doing the music video for. I mean, most of the scenes in that music video, I'm just like, just
Yeah,
done. I'm done. I can't, and it's a taking back your power. So that's
definitely.
what I did.
Well, it comes through. It really does. It comes through, and your ability to interpret the song. And the reason I ask you is because like we saw comments from Andy Bustamante. She writes a lot of her own music, and it's she's I call her the Taylor Swift. She's the Tay Tay of Tejano
There you
because
go.
because she does that. And then Sonia de la Paz, her music comes with from her and her husband, and so it's a very it's a collaborative effort, and so they have a lot of. She's got this thing about the bread, and I don't know what it is, but she told me, but I don't know, and what's with the
No,
bread.
absolutely. And the funny thing is that the songwriters that I get to work with, Eduardo, sorry, I butchered his name, Yayo. Uh, Yayo, he'll send me a song, and it's like as if he just knew what I was going through at the time that I was going through it. And I always tell him, like, you just you just like know exactly what the situation is, even without knowing, what's going on over here. Uh, I love the fact that I have a good relationship with the songwriters that I get to work with. I'm very blessed to have them. Um, and they work with so many other amazing artists as well to tell stories and through their music. And Ernesto Rodriguez is no different, So um, I would love to at some point in time be confident in my own writing skills. I will honestly be 100% with you and say that that's probably not going to happen within the next 10 years.
I,
But,
our next 10
you have
years.
to you have to know where you stand with yourself. You not just in your singing ability and not just uh, what you can bring to the table as far as your performance and your looks and things like that. You have to be able to be honest with yourself and know, hey, this is my strong suit, but this on this side, this is what I need to work on. So it's never a matter of, oh, I'm never going to write my music. It's more that I want to perfect what I have to work on before I ever release it into the world. It's about quality for me, and I want to make sure that my fans get that experience 100% of the time.
Well, I mean, don't feel bad. I mean, look at Ram. Ram's had a lot of people write his music for him, and I keep bringing him up, but he sings a lot of music. He's got a great, beautiful voice, but his he can interpret any song, and Shelley wrote a lot of her songs, but she had songwriters as well, and she can grab a song and interpret it, and that's a talent in itself. And if
Right?
you want to remain true to that, then there's nothing wrong with it. And I don't think anybody can be fair and say that you're lesser because of the fact that you don't write your music. I don't think anybody really cares. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you, I love your music regardless. I that's just a question for the sake of asking a question because I love everything that you've done so far, and I
Well,
shouldn't be
thank
saying that
you.
because I'm with a radio station. I should be.
It's one of those questions that's kind of mandatory. We got to slip that in there just a little bit. But yes,
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
appreciate that.
most people have to ask that. Well, I have to ask that question because people are going to ask. Why didn't you ask this? And I was like, well, I didn't want to. So somebody's going to see you the Mexican Fiesta
August at
in in
Mexican
Milwaukee
Fiesta.
in August.
Yep, that's going to be me, Shelly Lares, Demi Garcia, Sonia de la Paz, and Crystal Torres. And it's going to
That's a
be
lot of
lots of fun.
people.
And I'm so excited because this will be my first time in Milwaukee. And just, I'm really pumped up for that. Definitely.
Well, I mean that's good. Milwaukee's a great place. I've not been there. The furthest I've been is to Chicago. Well, Chicago and Detroit, Michigan. So anyway, but yeah, that's it's great that y'all are moving up there. Um, it's different. It's definitely different.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear now. So when people say different, it's kind of worrisome because you never know. You never different could be good, but it could be bad too. So
No, no,
anytime
no.
it's different.
It is different. Sunny South says saludos. Can't hear you. Clanging and banging in the gym. Oh, he's clanging and he's working out.
Hey Sonny, thank you so much. Thank you so much and shout out to you. I mean, you're incredible every time we see you perform. It's like you get us all hyped up. So thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
I'm always bringing him some like a big jug of water. You need this, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Electrolytes.
he gets me tired just watching him dance. I'm just like, oh, I need to take a nap.
He's been doing it for a while too.
Yeah.
He's been at it for a while to keep that pace up. And when he works out, I always sit there and tell him, I was like, dude, why do you have your legs on your arms, man? He's got these big old arms and stuff. And, that's one of the things I was able to help get him to meet with Andy Bustamante because she was one of his fans and stuff, and she'd never met him, so I did a little, speak
Connection.
this,
Connected up.
this and this and this did that. No, just so anyway, getting back on track. Um, for news and information about Monica this Saldivar, you can go to obviously her Facebook page. That's one of the things that you can do. And then where also can we get some more information from you?
Yeah, so most of the time it's going to be on Monica Saldivar Music at Facebook. So that is our band page. It's also going to be the same thing for Instagram. So Monica Saldivar Music is the Instagram, I believe. I have my cheat sheet over here somewhere. Yes. We are also on, I say we because it's not ever just me. It's me and my band. It's me and my team, which is my family. They are my rock. So I always want to emphasize that when I say we, it's not just me.
Yeah.
Um, so I am on Twitter, Monica Saldivar. We do have a website, monicasaldivar.com. I'm going to say the merchandise store again, monicasaldivar.square.site. We are going to be updating with all the new shirts and as well as the hats and the posters and all of that good stuff. But yes, most of the time you can get all of the information from the Facebook page, Monica Saldivar Music, and mostly
Yeah,
where we go.
most awesome. Now, if you want to book Monica Saldivar, where do we get?
Let's see.
So you're gonna have to do 4 puffs, 2 puffs. Wait, 4 puffs. That's for smoke signals, and
Pretty
do.
much, right?
Go ahead.
For booking information, we do have an email address. Whoa, words are hard today. Monica Saldivar Music at gmail.com is our email. But if you are looking for the phone number, it is going to be 469-278-6004. So that is our booking information. Any questions, any comments, no complaints, but
Just good,
anytime for booking.
just good things. Just
Just
good things. That's
great
it.
things.
That's all we
Yeah.
accept. We don't accept anything else. Just good, good, good. Is that right? 469-278-6004.
Yep. There.
Awesome. See, I could do one thing right. did it, and I did it without a net. So I'm multi-talented. What can I do?
Look
So
at you.
usually, well, we're coming to the end of the show, and usually I just give you the last of the show to say thank you or whatever it is that you need to say or want to say to the community, to the people that are listening in, to your fans. If you want to send some shout outs or you want to say some thank yous, the floor is yours, girlfriend. You can say whatever it is that you want to.
All right. So first and foremost, I want to thank all the fans, everybody that has reached out, has come to a show, has bought a T-shirt, a hat, got a free poster, took pictures, took the time to come and say hello. Thank you guys so much. I can't do this without you, honestly. Like, I really want to say that first and foremost. I want to say shout out to my family. everybody that is watching or everybody that comes to the show as well. Again, couldn't do it without you guys, and the support system is amazing. I love you all. I want to say a big shout out to Myra D with Cielo Entertainment. Um, I definitely want to say hello to my brothers and sisters in this industry. Guys, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep, moving together and staying united. Um, I appreciate, all the mentoring and all of the friendly advice that I've received from each and every one of you over the years, especially, at times when I really needed it. So thank you guys so much for being my brothers and sisters in this industry. Um, to all of my sisters, Sonia De La Paz, Demi Garcia, Shelly Lares, Alize, Crystal Torres. Thank you guys, and so many more. So many more. Thank you guys for thank you guys so much for everything that for the friendship, for the laughter, for the TikTok videos that I get. Thank you so much for all of that, for keeping my energy up and for always looking out for me. And I'll always have y'all back and look out for y'all too. And last but not least, I want to thank my band members. Um, Obviously, it's been an amazing 4 years with you guys. Nothing, um, nothing could have prepared me for the amazing journey that we've taken these 4.5 years. So, to many, many more adventures, many, many more dates, and hopefully countries to travel to. But I love you guys. I love every single one of you guys, and God bless.
All right. Well, there you go. That was a great one. Usually they thank me, but that's just kidding.
And thank you
no,
for your
no. I was just playing. Don't listen to me. But no, it's really good. And I'm glad that you're on with us. And it's been a pleasure. And anytime that you want to come back, the invitation is there. All you got to do is just send me a text message or a call or anything else. I need you to stay on for just 1 minute. We're going to end the show with this one. It's going to be inexplicable. Dang it. I was practicing while you were saying that. And it's inexplicable.
There we go. There it is.
Yes. Awesome. Good. 10 points for Lawrence. So,
There we go.
Inexplicable, it's the hit single that she's running with right now. And I guarantee you, if you can get the EP, all of it is great. Every one of them awesome songs. And then also her previous album is just rocking as well. Here is Monica Saldivar. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Cuento los días en el calendario, mientras tu nombre lo escribo en mi diario. Tan solo busco que se dé el momento para decirte todo lo que siento. Vuelvo a soñar desde que te pude encontrar. ¿Cómo explicarte el sentimiento? Lo que provocas aquí dentro. Inexplicable. ¿Cómo decirte que te has convertido en todo y que nadie si te parece que no hay quien te iguale? Inexplicable. ¿Cuál fue el hechizo que me utilizaste para atraparme? ¿Cómo explicarte y cómo decirte que te amo? Que te amo. Cuento los días en el calendario, mientras tu nombre lo escribo en mi diario. Tan solo busco que se dé el momento para decirte todo lo que siento. Vuelvo a soñar desde que te pude encontrar. ¿Cómo explicarte el sentimiento? Lo que provocas aquí dentro. Inexplicable. ¿Cómo decirte que te has convertido en todo y que nadie hechizo que me utilizaste para atraparme. Cómo explicarte y cómo decirte que te amo. Que te amo. Inexplicable. Cómo decirte que te has convertido en todo y que nadie se te parece, que no hay quien te iguale. Inexplicable. ¿Cuál fue el hechizo que me utilizaste para atraparme? Cómo explicarte y cómo decirte que te amo. Que te amo.